So I took the mill here apart, insofar as I took the hopper off to get access to the grinding bits, and gave it a hose down with the power washer, and cleaned out the gears a little bit. Used the magic ballast oil stuff, which is a gun oil. Apparently it's food friendly as well. They used to drink it like 100 years ago or something like this for health. It doesn't smell great, but it does everything. It's just magic stuff. And yeah, while doing that, found a couple of design flaws, let's say. So it was dirty after being in the barn, and the barn being flooded and was covered in fine silt all over the place. But when I took the hopper off, there was just one thing bothered me, and that was this part here. So the apples are obviously coming down. The mill is here and it's grinding. It's grinding in this direction, and then stuff gets kicked up back here. So there was still like bits of apple glued to the inside, and obviously that stayed damp for some time. So that's the only part. Well, no, one of only two parts that's actually a bit rotten. So I think that's a bit of a design flaw, and that could be maybe improved by blocking this off completely, or replacing that with metal maybe. So that's a little bit loose. And the only other part that's rotten is because it was sitting in a barn with a clay floor. One of the feet is a bit rotten at one side, so that needs to be replaced. But I was thinking maybe I'll put them on wheels, because it's a beast to move around. Otherwise, it's pretty in good order, I must say. A few things I was surprised about. The drum here is actually wood. The one that I was using a week or so ago was painted, so I couldn't see what it was. I just assumed it was metal. But there's these lines of teeth in this basically wooden drum. Look how easy that just rotates, it's crazy. And this all needs to be painted with this special paint called Celterlac, designed for these things. So it resists acids, and it's based on a, what's hearts in English? Resin. And yeah, this all has to be painted. Anything that will touch the fruit or the pulp will have to be painted with that stuff. So I need to take this apart, I think, to be really sure it's clean, and also to get better access to the chute that's underneath. That's a bit difficult, but that was pretty manky, I think, still with apple bits, and I would nearly like to replace that with metal, or at least better secure it. It's a little bit loose, but apart from that, it's in remarkably good condition. I'd say it was kept well dry for like 40 years or more in this barn, until last May when it flooded, and it was like 1.70 meters or 1.80 meters high in the barn, and the whole street was flooded. Bits of the road were washed away in that village. We were lucky here, we only had like 5 centimeters of mud covering our yard here. But anyway, yeah, I'm rambling. So that's looking pretty good. And the press itself, I washed it off with a pressure hose, and yeah, you can see layers and layers of this Celterlac there, so that doesn't come off very easy. But I thought, just to get an even finish, I'll take the angle grinder out with the brush attachment, and yeah, see what comes off and just smooth it out a little bit. And otherwise, just got to paint it, the inside, paint the outside with hammerite, maybe black. It used to be black by the looks of it, and that's it really. And the gears are over here. Everything got washed off, so with the power hose, they're not too bad. I'm going to give them a sanding as well, just to be sure, and maybe another wash. And all the blocks and all that are okay. The top part, takes pressure, is good. The bottom part, this was after the flood, was obviously sitting in wet mud for a while, and it's not looking the best. I'm going to sand it with a brush sander, and maybe dip it in caustic to see what happens. Otherwise I'll just make a new one out of old floorboards. And the ratchet system, I took it apart, but that's perfect working order, and nice and clean now. I'll just give it a paint. Yeah, we're getting there. One step further, took the housing off the grinding part, and I thought I'd like to take the drum out completely so that I can give it a better clean, especially at the ends, which are previously inaccessible, and then paint it once it's all dry. with the special Kelter lac. Where do you stop taking things apart though? So these kind of pushers as well, these push the apples against the grater. They probably should be painted as well because they're quite rusty. This is all metal at least, the rest is wood. So yeah, I probably need to paint that as well with the Kelter lac, and then maybe grease it up with a paraffin based, actually it's a sealant material for the barrels. But that would be a good food safe way of lubricating those. Anyway, we'll see. Might do a bit of reading. So I've taken a few more bits off to get access to the down chute, and yeah, the down chute is the only part that is a little bit soft. You can see the damage that the pressure cleaner did to it, and what I'd really like to do is maybe clad that in stainless steel. That'd be nice for the long term, but I don't want it to be doing a huge project now because I'd like to get this in action for this year's harvest, at least for later in the month, for maybe the last apples before I try keeving. And I think I'll just do a quick and dirty job and paint that stuff with the Kelter lac, so it's clean and food safe, let's say. And then maybe over the winter or in spring I can do a proper job on it and actually really take it apart and paint everything, and see if I can get something to clad that in stainless. So right now I'm going to leave it for tonight. I'm going to let it dry out. There's other bits over there that I've taken apart and give them a good clean, get the grease off, and then maybe tomorrow start painting and then put it back together over the weekend.